Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. And after what was a pretty disastrous first look at Metro Simulator, you got to admit, I did say in that video, once I'd worked it out a bit better, I would be back and I would show you a bit more gameplay, because if there's one thing I want to do is, with all these games that we play, I want to be able to show you a sort of fair and balanced side of every game we play. Now, believe you me, in that first look, I wanted to get going. I wanted to find out what it was all about. You'll agree with me, the controls were super confusing. But in case any of you out there, there's quite a few of you viewed that video, and in case any of you out there actually thought, oh, I wonder what this is actually like once it's working and once you do get used to the way that you're meant to drive these things, I did say I would come back and I would show you what it's like when it's going. So we're going to do that. We're going to jump into the first scenario. You remember we did try to do this on the first look and we got horribly stuck with the controls. I'm just going to dive in. I think this scenario is quite long, so we're not going to do all of it. This one's called Getting Familiar with the Solntevskaya line. I don't care if I don't pronounce that right or wrong. But we're going to do it. So, shall we jump in? This one's a bit of a tour, and what it does is, it gives you, as you're going along through the stations, it gives you sort of points of interest and little snippets of history about the line as you're travelling along. The problem is, the font is very, very small, so I'm not going to attempt to read them. They're quite big chunks of information in a lot of cases. So, you know, if you want to pause it as we go and just have a read, if that helps your immersion or background knowledge of the route, then that's absolutely fine. You can do that. So here we are. This tunnel will be familiar to you. So we're going to do it properly this time. So I'm going to put the batteries on with the left stick. That's the first thing. You see how the electrics have now come on. Now that we've done that, what I want to do is route selection. Start at the beginning. Let's take that off again, actually. Now, I did this perfect before. There's a way to reverse this. Did I just reverse that? Let me zoom in and do this. So it needs to be the other way around. And I did this perfect last time. So let's escape. Set to the beginning. Right, there we go. That's it. So this is what I couldn't work out as well the other day. I could not work out how to get this auto announcer, as they call it, to match up with the timetable on the left. We're going to be hideously late, look, because we're meant to have gone by now. Remenki is our first station stop, and looking at this, once we leave Remenki, we play this announcement which is saying we're leaving Remenki and we're going to Lomonovsky. When we arrive in Lomonovsky, we play this one. This one is in between Lomonovsky and the next station, and so on and so forth. That's what we're meant to do. So once you've selected it like that, unselect these. You don't need these anymore. 2 green lights says that the doors are closed. We need to put it into forwards and we'll get going. That's in forwards. Alright, so that wasn't very good, was it? You know what I've not done? This was the other thing. We need to get that light blue. So let's switch that. Not that one. That's the one right in the distance. This one, I think, and it's difficult when you zoom in. Switch that. Watch the light. We got a blue light, so we're cleared through that. We couldn't do that yesterday, could we? That was tricky. Let's just get out of this emergency brake situation. Has that now cleared? No, it hasn't. Okay. What do we need to do? We need to do that. Is that going to let us out? See, it's still confusing. I had a dry run of this before, and it was perfect. Let me get into the Right, so we're overspeeding before we've even moved. I think we have to announce this. And then once we've announced, we're allowed to go. You see, you get an emergency brake because you don't announce. It's a bit stupid. We're already minus 4,000. Now, the other confusing thing is that we're going to be... Let's go back. It's announced the wrong station, you see, because Ramenki is not even on that list. The first one that appears is when we've left Ramenki. See how confusing it is? We're getting further though, aren't we? So, anyway, we're minus 4,000. We're not playing for the points. I just want to show you what the gameplay is actually like once you get going. So, here's our first station. I'm going to get some of the brakes on. There's the little tidbits of information coming up at the top that I told you about, if you so wish to know about the stations along the route. It's 14:31. We were due in at 14:30, so we're going to get a late penalty for that. I don't think we'll catch up that 4,000, you know. To select the doors, we need to... Left doors are selected. We need to unselect the closed door button. And then we need to open the left doors. And if you look in the little camera there, or if we do this, people are finally getting on. It works. I mean, it works, but it's a bit grim. Let's close the doors. You can see them in the camera there. Now, we're going to set off. And then what we're going to do is, we can now announce the next one. See, we got 200 for that.
The next station is Lomonosovsky Prospect.
And you can see already that the little screen here is keeping up with us now. So when we get to Lomonosovsky, we play that. So it works. The other thing we've got to do, of course, is make sure we don't go out of this green arc, because we'll get the emergency brake. In the tunnels, I don't see anywhere that tells us there's going to be a speed change coming up. So you can get suddenly emergency braked through no fault of your own. There's nothing to prepare you. So we're getting up to a fair old speed. I'm going to drop down the throttle a little bit, because we're right on the edge. I'll put it into the braking zone. I'm doing this with, see the D-pad up and down like this. So as I'm looking forward, you can't see what notch I'm in, but it's working. So if I stay a little bit under the top of the green arc, we might be good. But essentially, this is as good as the gameplay gets. But we had a disaster yesterday. We got into the yellow, so it's given me a chance to come down. Can you see? So let me announce this. Right, so that's the announcement done. Let's just roll in a little bit. Oh, we're actually arriving at 14:33. That's not bad, is it? So let's get the brakes on. Let's see if we can arrive on time. I'm just wondering actually if I made that announcement too soon, because we haven't got the points, you see. So, unselect that. Open the left doors. There's the doors opening. So you can see people are getting on. We get 90 points for everybody that gets on. There are trophies for I think it's transport 500 and 1,000 passengers. Not all in one run, but you know what I mean. Across several runs. So see, the right hand doors we got green. They're closed, but the left ones that'll turn green once we do this. So once the doors are closed, we'll get 2 green lights, showing that both sides of the doors are all ready to go. So let's go back into the forward zone. Now that we're leaving, let's announce the next station.
The next station is Minskaya.
Now, when we get to Minskaya, I'm not going to announce it until we stop. And we'll see if we get the 200 points. So you see what I mean? I was just saying that this is as good as the gameplay gets. So you're obviously in a metro. It's a lot like the London Underground route in TSW, isn't it? Except I think there's a little bit more to see, believe it or not, in the TSW route. And those of you not familiar with TSW, Train Sim World, got a lot of that on the channel if you want to check that out, including the London Underground. And this is just, you know, from what I can see, the tunnels look exactly the same. The stations look very, very similar as well. So this is as good as you're going to get. Now, in difference to what I said yesterday, will I get my £3.19's worth? Because that's how much I've paid for this in the PlayStation sale. I will run up and down on this and get the trophies until I've got all the trophies and I can get my £3.19's worth. I will play it, but it's not going to be a go-to game. It's not that good, and I do feel sorry for anybody that has paid the full £16 for this, because you know, the quality of the gameplay doesn't change the more you pay for it. This is what you get if you pay £16 and you pay £3, unfortunately. I know you all went away yesterday thinking that game is absolutely terrible, and don't get me wrong, if I put this down today and I went back in a week's time, I'd forget all the controls once again. You know, that's how difficult it is to pick up, in difference to some other games where you can take a little break, go back, and you think, oh yeah, I remember how to do that now. There's no chance with this. The other thing is, as well, is that I was flicking around in the free play, and there's more than one tram as well. Not tram, I'm calling it tram now, I'm thinking of Tram Sim because it looks very similar. There is more than one metro train. So, you know, if you are, for some strange reason, interested in this, this is, to me, this looks like the more basic of, I think there's only two trains. This is the more basic of the two. They operate in much the same way, but the cab layout is a little bit different, but essentially all the controls are the same, just in different places. So if you're using shortcuts on the controller, you'll be fine. If you're looking around for some of the buttons, you know, you may have to do some relearning. But if you can remember all the controller combinations, then, well, you deserve a gold trophy for that on its own, I would say. So, 1438, we're due in at 1438. Shall we see how we get on? I think we'll do, you know, we'll do several more stations. But I think this is a very long scenario. You can see there we're on the old auto announce. We're on station 18, or announcement 18. I think there's 30 odd announcements in total. And here is the next station. So I'm going to pull in and then I'm going to make the announcement. So this is Minskaya and we're on time. Just, if I don't stop before 39, then we're not going to, are we? We're not going to get the points. We're going to be shown as late, I think, which is harsh. 2 seconds over, 3 seconds over. First thing I'm going to do is this. Right, so that's the right time to do it. So let's unselect that, then open the left doors, and you can see there. So all the fares are starting to get on. Same character models as in Bus Driver Simulator. You know, the people on the platforms look like they've had a few drinks, or worse. They're all over the platform, so let's get the doors closed. That's the first thing. Wait for the green light. The green light is on, so we can now get it out of the braking zone and we can set off, and then we can announce the next station.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция – Парк Победы.
The next station is Park Pobedi.
So you see, when it works, it's okay. You're not going to get out of bed in the morning and say, "Oh, I'm really going to play Metro Simulator today because oh my god, it's the top game ever." But you know, indifferent to what I said yesterday, I will make sure I get my £3 worth out of it. And do you see what I mean about it was important for me to come back? Generally, when I do a first look, I really do look at something the first time. And I'd not looked anywhere about this game. There's not many videos out about it, and if there are videos about this, they're proper laying into it, like big time, saying how terrible it is. And I understand that because I was trying to keep as unbiased as possible. But if I play something that's a stinker, I'll tell you. So it was important, as I said it right at the beginning, for me to come back, and I said I would do, because I wanted to actually show you guys that it does work once you get a hold of it. So I hope that this video has done it, and you think, you've watched it and you thought, ah, so that's how you do it. I haven't gone back to the free mode, you know, where we were walking up and down the track and we were trying to change the combo, what we call them, the points, let's call them the points, for want of a better phrase. And then we were clicking on the signals to make the signals go white. Do you remember we were at the depot in the first look and I couldn't get it going? Raging Potato, one of our subscribers, came on in the comments and said, you should have pressed the vigilance button before you tried to accelerate. He could be right. I can't remember what order I did it in. That's the order he said I did it in. So that could have been why we couldn't get past there. So again, off video, I'll try that. I can report that back in the comments. We're going a little bit slow actually. But this is it working. And that was the main aim of this video. I still don't think it's great. But yesterday, I felt a bit, well, it was £3. I can't feel ripped off. I'm going to get an emergency brake if I don't slow down right now. We've got a blue light, we don't have to change that. Right, so I was too fast, so we're going to get emergency braked. Yeah, for £3.19 I can't really feel ripped off. I would if I'd have spent £16. But despite what I was paying, I still wanted to get it working. If I'd have put this game away and removed it, right, it would have bugged me if I'd not seen it working. So I at least wanted to get it working. So I hope this has done that for you as well, because as I said right at the top, several hundred of you watched that video, and some of you watched it while the premiere was on, and I know a lot of you were probably shaking your heads thinking, oh my word, why is he even playing this? But one of my claims on this channel has always been variety channel, and that doesn't mean different genres of game, because we do that as well, although there's a lot of simulation. By variety, it means the good, the bad and the ugly. This one falls firmly into the camp of bad and ugly. So, there you go. Okay, this is Park Pobidi. I don't know how you say that, but we'll take it. So we're going to slow down, we're already late. Let's just move up the platform a little bit before we do that, and then we'll make the announcement once we stop. I could have done without that emergency brake. That set me back 1,000 points, so I'm still on a negative balance right now. So, first of all, full stop, delayed arrival. We knew that. Let's play that. That gives us 200.
This is Park Pobedi. Change here.
And
for
unselect
line
that.
3.
Open the doors. So look, I mean, look at this lady. I mean, she's got some swagger on. You know what I mean? Let's just see what she's up to. She's disappeared even. She must be down the other end. I don't know which end of the train. Actually, this is the back of the train, isn't it? Looking back towards where we are. Now, oh my, look at this guy. Now that's scary. Is he getting on? He's getting on. We need all the points, you see. Yep, another one's getting on. I think that's about it. I think the station's dead now. So, what we'll do is we'll close the doors. So they're closed. We'll get underway. Make the announcement. Get the 200.
Осторожно, двери закрываются. Следующая станция Шелепиха.
So I mean, when you get going,
Is Shelepiha.
it's fine when you get going, but it's very samey. So from an interest perspective, I don't think it's going to do it for you, because this is it. And it's just one long line backwards and forwards. Now, in free mode, where we got access to the outside, I don't know what kind of playability that's going to give you. But I think probably this video is probably about enough to show you coverage-wise, isn't it? I don't think you guys will sit for another one unless you really want me to do some more. But if you want me to do some more, you better all be subscribed and you better all be YouTube members. You better join the channel. Because this is a request game only. But incidentally, while we're talking about joining, don't forget just this week the Tintin57 Gaming Channel Discord server has just gone live. There is a link down in the description. Everybody is more than welcome to join us on Discord. We'll just continue the chatting there on this and all the other games we're playing on channel. And yeah, nice friendly place for us all to come together. And hopefully we'll see you on there. Alright, we are coming to Shelepiha. I'm going to announce as that. Shelepiha, is that right? We are now going past the junction. You can get to Delavoye Tenster from that point, but now we are moving towards Shelepiha station. We need to be going to the right. I need to check the signal. See, these you've got to like hover, and if you're not going the right way, you need to quickly change it. So I think we are going to the right. We're now going past the junction, so let's just edge past. I don't see a signal. Right, that's locked, so we can't change that one anyway. We're going to go to the right. I think the idea is you will always stay to the right. That was something that confused us in the first look. You know, we kept talking about track 1, track 2. But track 1 and track 2 are not labelled. And the other thing is, there is no in-game map. So you can't even see on the in-game map where track 1 and track 2 are. So it's a guessing game. And all these tunnels, let's be honest, they look the same. So what we'll do is, we'll pull into Shelepiha. And I've just gone into an emergency stop, as you can see, because I went above the green arc. That's fine. Let's reset it. At least resetting is quite easy. We need to put that back into neutral, and then take this out of forward and put it back in forward, and then we should be able to move, which we can. So that's a quick recovery. This screen over here, by the way, is complete pants. It does nothing. It's just a screenshot. So let's just stay within the green arc this time. We can speed up slightly. And let me take the speed out quickly because we're rising quite fast. I mean, once again, you know, in the tunnels, the graphics are terrible. I mean, that camera there on the left is a distraction, isn't it? The way it's refreshing the frame rate in massive chunks. It's a series of little screenshots put together, isn't it? It's not fluid at all. And this is it with train sim worlds. You get spoiled, don't you? Now, if you paid 16 quid for this, you can get a new route in Train Sim mode for, well, it depends what it is, between 20 and 30 quid. Those routes are not bad value, are they? When you consider the look and feel of them and the playability. But this, I think some of you will find this fun. I honestly do. And the other thing is, they wouldn't have brought out Metro Simulator 2, would they, if the first one didn't sell? I can't believe anybody would buy these games without, at full price I mean, looking them up somewhere first. I've taken a punt on it because it was just over 3 quid. I didn't have a lot to lose. But if you're like me, you come onto channels like this and usually have a quick look and you see what's going on. And usually within, well, I said it yesterday, if something doesn't grab me within 15 minutes, then I don't end up getting it. So, if nothing else, I hope that these couple of videos have been useful. Just in case you were looking down that sale list like I was, and you saw this. I still think for free, if you're buying it on the PlayStation Store for 3 quid, I still think it's like buying yourself a set of trophies for 3 quid. You know what I mean? You could spend the 3 quid. Right, so we're going to call it a day right here. So what I'm going to do is come to a stop. And here we'll do, we're going to make the announcement. We got a delayed arrival, we knew that. Doors open.
Московского центрального кольца. Выход к железнодорожной платформе Тестовская, первый диаметр и аэроэкспрессом в аэропорт Шереметьево.
We've got people getting off, people getting on. See what I mean? They look a rough lot, these lot, don't they? So, quick look on the inside. So really that is it for today's video. I hope once again it has been useful. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. I deserve a thumbs up for coming back to the thing. Let's face it. Somebody needed to. And I was sat there last night and I was thinking, I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to have to go back. I promised everybody I would go back. They need to see, if they get it working, what it's like. There's a few people sat there thinking, I'm not even going to watch that second video, but I hope you did, and I hope it was useful. So, don't forget, give me a thumbs up, join the Discord, let's continue the discussion over there, and thanks for watching. I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.